welcome to NMS. Today I want to talk to you about something that I find really difficult to sort of understand, but then when I actually talk to people I realise why this happens, is how to make long-term weight loss possible. Now, how do we actually make long-term weight loss possible? I guess, first of all, we have to look into the statistics of what actually happens. So, with most people that lose weight, 10 to 20% of people are actually successful at keeping it off after 5 years. In other words, most of them have put some, if not all of that weight back on after about 5 years. Now, that's a real problem, but there's a reason for it. And a lot of the reason comes down to habits. So I'm going to go through quite a lot of the habits that people need to have in order to go and keep that weight off, okay? So there's only a small proportion, obviously, of the population that have managed to do this, and there's a reason for this. Large follow-up studies on commercial diets and clinical interventions show that the majority of participants regain at least half of the weight within 2 years, and pretty much most of it within 5 years. Now, why is this? One reason is biology. Obviously, the body has a metabolic adaptation, which means that weight regain happens easy. Now, what metabolic adaptation really is okay, as we lose weight, we burn less calories because we don't have to carry around as many calories. And it's a true fact that, let's say you were 150 kilos and you drop down to 100, you're going to be burning the calories of a 100 kilo person, not a 150 kilogram person, which means we need to adjust our calories. When we weigh less, we burn less calories. The other factor is behavioral factors, where the lifestyle changes have not been sustained for a long period of time. In other words, you made the changes to lose weight, but you didn't continue to keep those changes going. And that is the problem, is that you didn't change the lifestyle to keep the weight off. You did the right things to lose it, but you didn't do the right things to keep it off. So what is the differences between successful and unsuccessful long-term weight loss? The people that lose a significant amount of weight and keep it off for 5 years, they don't stop the diet. The diet continues to run. They're still dieting. They're still sticking to a plan. It's not exactly as strict as what it used to be, but it's still they're continuing to diet. They continue eating the same way. They keep the same lifestyle that helped them to lose weight. Still walking, still exercising, still going to the gym if that's what they did. They're still doing something that is similar to what they were doing before. They create daily habits, not just short-term challenges, okay? They realize that the changes to the lifestyle have to be permanent in order to keep the permanent weight loss. They monitor themselves closely, so they weigh themselves at least once a week, but more often than not, they're weighing themselves daily. They keep an eye on calorie intake and portion sizes, but not obsessively, but they do it consistently. They use clothes sizes as their measure, so the fit of their clothes, and they also work to their energy levels. If weight starts creeping on, they start losing it. They have consistent eating patterns. Generally, people that have successful weight loss eat low to moderate calorie dense foods such as vegetables, lean protein, and whole grain carbohydrate sources. They limit ultra processed and high sugar foods. This doesn't mean none. This means they limit it so they don't obviously, start overeating and putting weight back on. Many eat similar meals day to day to reduce the need to make decisions on what to eat. So in other words, they're eating pretty much the same foods. They stay very physically active. Now, according to the NCWR, which is an American organization, the average 60 to 90 minutes of exercise is what most people do who have consistently kept it off. It may be a workout in the gym. It could be gardening, biking, taking the stairs, or more walking. But they just stay active, okay? And this is the important part, is they stay active and consistently active. They keep TV time low, so they're watching less than 10 hours a week. They're not sedentary for too long, because being sedentary is a big predictor of weight regain or even weight gain, okay? They stay active even in downtime. They plan for life events that could derail them. They plan for holidays, they plan for vacations, they plan for stress, illness, and they adjust for these periods. If they gain a few kilograms, they adjust their lifestyle to get rid of those few kilograms they might have put on. They have strong psychological strategies. Many practice self-compassion rather than all or nothing thinking. In other words, if they make a mistake, they think of it as just cool, all right, just back to it tomorrow. Okay, it's not a failure. It's like, cool, life happens. They don't get down on themselves for failure. Now, that's an important one because the majority of people that I've worked with over time, I have to say to them, they go, oh man, I stuffed up on the weekend, I had this. Cool, just make the next few days good. Oh, but I put on a bit of weight. Don't worry, it'll come off. All right? You have to have this mindset of, cool, I put a little bit of weight on, but I can get it off. They often have social or environmental support, so a supportive partner, supportive friends, supportive online group, or structured programs that help keep them accountable. Now, these are the surprising habits for long-term weight loss that a lot of people think shouldn't be, but they're actually true. 78% of people, according to the NWCR, have breakfast every morning, okay? They always have breakfast. It's not because breakfast increases their metabolism or anything like that. It's more for the fact that they're just eating so they have the energy to do the things they need to do, okay? And it prevents them from being overly hungry by lunchtime and overeating and eating with their eyes, okay? People who skip breakfast often end up overeating at night, which can then trigger regain. The other surprising habit is they stay very consistent with food and exercise. People that maintain long-term weight loss don't change their plan when they lose weight. They stick to the same plan for life because it works for them. Many eat similar meals day to day, okay? And stick to regular exercise schedules even during holidays or stressful periods. I know I do this, okay? I'm regular with my exercise. I pretty much eat the same meals every day. Okay, with very little variation. This also reduces that decision fatigue. Okay, so you don't have that, oh, what are we going to eat today? Hey, you've cooked food, it's there, or you're going to cook food, and it's going to be similar food. So you don't have to think, oh, okay, does this have enough calories? Does it have too many calories? How much protein's in this? We just worry about, cool, how much do we need? Great, we've made it. Okay, so what is it that reason that they kept it off? People that are success stories for losing weight aren't necessarily the ones with the most willpower. They are just people who made healthy habits automatic, okay? They no longer require daily motivation. They just do what they do because it's been something they've been doing for a long term. So if you've been doing it for 5 years, this is now going to be a long habit until you change it into something else, okay? Daily structure for successful maintenance. Food. Eat 3 structured meals at roughly the same times every day, which minimizes grazing. And grazing is something that we shouldn't be doing, guys. Build meals around lean protein sources, vegetables, and high fiber carbohydrates. Limit calorie-dense foods to planned portions. Still allow them, but in small amounts. Cool, you want a cookie? Include it in your day. All right, just don't eat the whole packet. Do not have your trigger foods within your house at easy reach or at work. Okay, so if there's foods you know you're going to overeat, don't have them there. Otherwise you will eat them. Okay, activity. Always aim for 60 to 90 minutes of movement daily and not always at the same time. Okay, this could be a 30-minute brisk walk in the morning or at night. Could be a weight training session in the afternoon. That's what I prefer to do. Definitely strength sessions should be a part of your lifestyle. Now it doesn't mean the gym. You can do bands. You can do something at home, but strength sessions. Try to make walking part of your lifestyle, not just plan. Now, I walk to the shops. I go for walks with my wife. Maybe we need to go to the bank. Maybe we need to go. I walk to the gym. It's not like, okay, cool, I've got to go for a walk. There is one planned walk, but the rest of my walking is just things that I need to do. And this is something that you got to do. Plan your walking. Okay? Park your car further away and walk to your office, or park on the other side of the car park in the shopping centre, then walk in. There's more steps. Weekly monitoring. Weigh yourself at least once a week, but more often would be better. If weight is up and then like over the sort of short-term period you put on a little bit of weight, adjust for it. Be more active, pull back some calories. Keep a simple log of weight and notes on habits so that you can see daily trends. Okay, so if weight starts coming on, you go, yeah, I have been sort of straying a little bit from my diet. Set up your environment for success. Buy the food that suits your needs and prepare that food so you don't have to think, oh, I don't feel like cooking, I'm just going to go and buy takeaways. Okay? Only keep small treats, as bulk family treats would be a problem. Alright? A couple of biscuits, have them in your house rather than going and buying big packets of them, because you will eat them. Arrange social plans that aren't centered on overeating or alcohol. And social plans are always a problem. So if you've got plans coming up for the weekend, plan to do the right thing, okay? Consistent sleep, 7 to 9 hours, because that can actually affect your insulin levels. Limit screen time to TV, as said, like people that are successful at keeping it off don't watch much TV, less than 10 hours a week. And that also includes phones, because they can be a problem. Always plan activities that, no matter what, are non-negotiable. Walking, the gym, if you only do it twice a week, doesn't matter. You don't miss it, okay? Every exercise that you have planned, make sure that it's concrete in your plan. Expect occasional slip-ups and treats that, but don't call them failures. And I don't call cheat meals anymore. People say, oh, what do you have for a cheat meal? It's not a cheat meal. It's just a planned meal, and I'm just not going to count it. I'm not going to go and look at it and go, how many calories did I have? Once a week, it's not going to make a difference. Look for solutions to problems with slip-ups or social events, okay? Don't ride yourself on that error. Just, look for problem solving, okay? If you're going to a party, eat before you go to the party, so you're not sitting there eating the, little treats or little sort of like chips with dips and stuff like that. Have a plan for holidays, travel, and high-stress times. If you like, stay at a place that has a gym. Go to a place where there's lots of hiking, okay? Stay active, okay? And when you eat meals, obviously try to sort of eat meals that are not going to do too much damage. Share your goals with someone you trust. Join online groups of like-minded people. Use apps, trackers, etc. for food and exercise. Okay, now that's pretty much how you're going to stick to your long-term plan, guys, is that you've got to have a long-term plan. Okay, and you've got to stick to what you are doing to get you to that point so that you can maintain it. Staying still is going backwards, so I always like to have a goal for moving forward and improving on things rather than just trying to maintain. It's good to maintain a weight, but it's not such a bad thing that, let's say, you make plans for the gym, or you make plans to achieve some sort of activity. You might want to do some sort of Tough Mudder or some sort of fitness event. Train for it. It will make you better. Hope that helps you guys. Leave a comment below, subscribe, okay, and help me to build this page, because I'm going to be putting a hell of a lot more helpful content for you guys in the future. Thanks for listening.